Videos in den Shorts fast immer nur Blödsinn gibt, machen wir heute mal was Vernünftiges. Ich mache mal eine Tour über Ohio, wenn es interessiert. Ich lasse den Stream auch stehen, dann könnt ihr euch ein bisschen informieren, ob es sich wirklich rentiert, hierher zu kommen, Urlaub zu machen, Camping zu machen oder ob man lieber einen großen Bogen drumherum fährt. Ne? Muss jeder selber entscheiden. Ich kann nur warnen, Leute. Und wir probieren das mal sehen, wie das mit der Grafik wird heute. Ist heute Samstag oder Sonntag? Ich glaube Samstag. Ne? Dann dürften Sie es einige vielleicht am Sonntag angucken. I'm speaking German. So I got to switch back to English since I'm only doing nonsense in my shorts. I want to do something that people can enjoy actually and that makes sense, which rarely happens in my videos, but this is a live, so live sometimes makes some sense, some contents opposed to my insane shorts. And I want to chat a little bit over Ohio, about what's happening in Ohio, what to do in Ohio, a little bit about my life, but mainly life in Ohio, of course, not life in Los Angeles, because I lived in Los Angeles for 18 years. So when I came to Ohio, I didn't even have a sweater or long pants. You don't need this in California. It's always about at least 20 grad Celsius, so in the 70s, even in December. So this is my morning about having to move away from California because living got just too expensive anyway. So that's how it goes. But again, this one, I don't know who gives me a thumb up. I haven't even talked about anything yet. Maybe for my cough I got a thumb up, so it could be. And as I said, opposed to the Hi Roxy. Homie is doing good. Homie is now called Roxy the new grandpa. See, grandpa is back. And since I'm mainly making just bullshit crap in my shorts, I thought I might do something nice about Ohio, where I live now for 7 years. Dem Kamerad geht's gut. Yeah, today we do a show about Ohio. I want to share a few photos, and then you guys can decide, do you ever want to come here, or do you want to stay the hell out of here? So we will discuss that, but you got to make your own decisions. I cannot decide for you guys. And today we're having vodka orange because it's weekend. That shall be granted to me. So probably when this is empty, I'll be really dazed and confused. So we'll wait if there's a few more people who are interested to see it. Prost, Prost, yeah, vodka orange, or in America, screwdriver, because you stir it up with a screwdriver. In America wird Vodka orange, Wodka und Orangensaft umgerührt mit einem Schraubendreher. Hence the name screwdriver, right? So, but as I said, all bullshitting aside, today we will do switching back between photos, and we will switch. I will show you a little bit where I live, how I live, and what Roxy said, what Homie does. So Homie is alone at home, so the wife is not here again. So she's swimming at her cousin. I don't like swimming because then you got to put on the sunspray and I get a sunburn easily because I am not black, right? Or colored or whatever you call it. I get a sunburn easily. The Michigan area is the same opposite to here, Roxy. Yeah, I hear you. I feel you on this stuff. But again, this video will stay up live, or the live will stay uploaded live, because we are not doing offending shit so that YouTube shit takes it down. I just want to do a few pictures and share with you, and we can stop at any time, because I will do it probably in little sections every weekend, one thing, because I got to think what, and I got to focus, and I got to focus what I'm talking about, right? So greetings to Michigan in that case. So now let me turn Grandpa's light off because it will reflect in the screen and then the picture looks like shit. Hold on. Those two switches. So the chance was 50% to get it right. And I got it right. So we'll switch back and forth now so you can see what's happening in Ohio. Yay, I love it here. Love Ohio, loving it, loving it. Loving Ohio, high content maker. So now let's switch and discuss a little bit. This is what a winter morning can look like in Ohio, guys. That's what I woke up to, and that's like 10 inches I measured it. So surprise when you come from Los Angeles, where it never goes below freezing point, not even close to freezing point. That's what you get, guys. That is a snow day in Ohio. So the first thing I bought was a snowplow. I didn't even have a snow shovel. I had no idea that winters here are 2 months long. So I think in Michigan it's not much better. Again, when this is empty, I'm full and then the stream is over. So we will discuss a few things. Not necessarily about me. The focus should be Ohio. And I think I have some interesting things in the next series. It's a mini series. And you guys can watch and learn. Let's see what else we have. So this is the nicest thing of Ohio. When you have really, 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 guten Abend, Matthias, when you have really nice rims. Look in Ohio und du hast die scheiß Schlaglöcher, die verdammten potholes, then it ruins your rims, right? And on my car, rim of $1,000, there goes the rim. So I hope you guys understand English, right? Again, live tour for Ohio, or not a live tour, it's a photo tour for Ohio. What to do and what not to do. And I try to be serious this time, because I just produced today out of boredom a bunch of racist, mean shorts. Wo ist das passiert, Matthias? Überall, Ohio hat überall Schlaglöcher. Everywhere there are potholes. And that happens, nachdem der Winter die Straße zufriert. Bei minus 25 Grad platzt der ganze Scheiß auf und zerdeppert dir die Felgen. Hier, die Niederquerschnittsreifen hat's auch zerschnitten. So it even cut my low-profile tires. Look at that fuck shit. So this is Ohio for you. A tire is $600, by the way. Watch and learn. Ja, ist scheiße. Meine Frau hat 2 Reifen kaputt gemacht und eine Felge und ich habe 1 Reifen kaputt gemacht und eine Felge und dann haben sie uns aus der Reifenversicherung rausgeschmissen. Jetzt zahlen wir selber, also super vorsichtig fahren. So guys, here I just showed whoever's in the chat. This is guys what Ohio does to your tires. I mean the aluminum you can buff out, right? But the tire is shredded. I used super glue and glued it because the air wasn't coming out yet. This is America, yeah. And it's not necessarily A-N keynote to say America. It's not necessarily America. It is depending on the state. And poorer states, they just don't take care of their streets, because they don't have so much money. Je ärmer der Staat, desto verschissener die Straßen, ne? Let's see what we have next, guys. So I hope the reflections are not too bad. Now you understand, yeah. And by the way, die Bundesstaaten finanzieren sich hier über die Income Tax. So the states have income tax, and if there's not much income tax, then property tax. Mississippi has the worst highways. A.N. Kino says, I have not been to Mississippi yet. I've been to Louisiana and Alabama, but also there it's shitty. But let's do a little bit more on the photo shoots here, because I never know how long this stream is going to go, because I'm going to get drunk today, because I'm frustrated. Let's see. Okay, we have time. But I hear you, Mississippi. Sorry to hear that, yeah. How was Louisiana and Alabama? Louisiana, horrible. I got the worst food poisoning in my life. And Alabama is currently where my daughter is. She's an aerospace engineer in Alabama. Alabama seems to be better because NASA is a big employer there. So let's go forward. Let's see what we have next. That's one of our 3 cats, guys. Meow, 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 meow. So, and again, guys, if you get cats, I recommend, ursprünglich sind wir aus Deutschland, aus Baden-Württemberg. Nicht wir, sondern ich, meine Frau ist Amerikanerin. But I wanted to say, guys, if you get cats, no, that's no frustration. I'm always cool, Roxy. And I'm getting less and less frustrated. I got the magic juice. There you go. And so I wanted to say, if you adopt cats, I would say don't go to a breeder. It's a tortoise, yeah. Just go to a pet shelter. We got 3 of them all from the pet shelter, and they all turned out fine. You save a cat's life, guys. Let's see what else we have here. So this is Coffee, because from the color we called her Coffee. You have 2 torts. So these are called tortoise, right? Roxy, I'm not quite sure about the breed. That's a breed. And see, obviously you find breeds at the shelter. Isn't that unbelievable? Because we were looking originally to buy a Maine Coon. You know Maine Coon, those giant cats, because I wanted something big. Bigger is better in America. But then we read they have so many problems genetically because they're overbred, right? Yeah, the cat's eyes are crazy, aren't they? Look at them. I like this green eyes with the color. And I'm glad it works out for you guys. Tabby tortoise shell. Yeah, that's what they're called. You're right. You remember better than I do. See, because I'm taking too many meds, Roxy. That's the problem. So, but I'm staying away from the Xanax. That was not a joke. I'm only on Valium right now. So let's go back here. And that's a day from our upper patio deck when a thunderstorm moves in Ohio. Can you see it? So I hope we don't have too many reflections here. And this comes in pretty much, guys. Fentanyl, no, we're not touching fentanyl. I had a heart attack. I'm not taking uppers. It's not a joke, I know. No, fentanyl, don't touch that. Take NyQuil. Hi, Classic Car Guy. We are looking at pictures today. It's an Ohio tour. Yeah, das Bild ist schön. The problem is these thunderstorms move in every day. I took this picture from our upper deck barbecue deck, the patio deck, where I have, guess what? I have my barbecue there. And then when I'm making steaks, the whole shit comes down on me, right? So this is Ohio for you. On the other hand, I mean, there's a lot of states that have shortage of water, like Arizona, Nevada, Las Vegas. So this is good to have more rain. Yes, thanks, AN Kino. US is beautiful if you stay out of politics and you can travel and just visit the national parks and state parks. Classic Car Guy says that's why the houses are pretty reasonable priced because of the garbage weather. Yes, Classic Car Guy, that's why we had actually to move to Ohio. Because Classic Car Guy, I think what I see from your videos, you still live in Los Angeles. Insanely expensive. We had to move away. We couldn't afford it. So we moved to Ohio and we got a house, 5,000 square foot, no problem. So let me see what I have for you guys. Northern California, Modesto. I have been to Modesto, but I think this area is a little less insane because we were living right in LA, Los Angeles, on the hills. The hillsides are even more expensive. And what did I want to say? On the hills, we lived in Porter Ranch. You might know that. That's where the 118 and the 405 and the 5 crosses. Houses were insane. We could not afford to live there. But guys, today it's about pictures. So this is again what it looks from our patio deck. And this is what you see in Ohio, guys. I'm not kidding. I took that picture. Morons at work. Morons at work. Yeah, Classic Car Guy says your home is worth over $1 million. His home for 1,500 square foot. So Classic Car Guy, get a load of this now. Watch. This house here, right, is 7 years old. It's 5,000 square foot, 5,000 square foot, 5 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms, was 600,000. How cold it is here? In Ohio, it gets about minus 25 Celsius. So I don't know what that is, minus 17 or so. So minus 25 Grad Celsius. Damn, that's cold. Did you see the snow, guys? Ja, du frierst dir die Eier ab, Mann, hier. And I came from Los Angeles. I had no long clothes. I did not even have a jacket. Classic Car Guy, please don't tell me that. I always look on my iPad what the weather is in Los Angeles. And then I lay on my couch and I cry. I need my antidepressant. I'm not crying, but I get depressed. You guys have the 70s, 80s, 90s. And the other thing is you have low humidity. You know, that's a big, big difference. Because even at, let's say, 100, you can go outside, you just take enough, not vodka, you take enough water, and you can go hiking and you can do things, you know. My garage, I put a heating system in it that I can work on my cars. Okay, let's see if we have another nice picture for you guys, since you were so polite to join. And again, the problem is here, the image ratio, the picture ratio between an iPhone and an iPad Pro is not one-on-one. So you will see a little frame. I apologize for that. I will get this better. I will do a streaming data to the phone in the future. I'm working on this app. Right now I got a swipe. And this is also, guys, I took a picture. Hey, Classic Car Guy, check this out. That's what you can see in Ohio, ne? Das kann man sehen, Kino in Ohio, ne? Sorry, I burped. In Ohio gibt's keine Gun Laws. Du gehst einfach zum Walmart und nimmst dir die nächste Knarre mit, wie ein Kaugummi, wie wenn du einen Bagel kaufst, kannst du Waffen kaufen. But not AR weapons, you know, not AR, no assault and attack weapons. They need to do a background check there. Also für Sturmwaffen wird ein Hintergrundcheck gedauert. Das wird dann dauert 2 Wochen. Handfeuerwaffen kann man sofort mitnehmen. So I'm switching between English and German, just since we have a mixed audience here. Yeah, these autos into AN Kino, kein TÜV, keine ASO, keine Sonderuntersuchung, keine Zulassung, kein XD-Karre, wird gefahren, ja, wie im Rambo-Style, schreibt er. Im Rambo-Style, bis die Karre auseinanderfällt, Leute. Null Problemo. Kannst an 4 Rädern 4 verschiedene Reifen haben, right? Tires don't need to match, nothing needs to match. That's how it works in the US. And see, then the thing is, why do people get so paranoid in Germany? Warum werdet ihr in Deutschland immer so paranoide? Das muss geprüft werden und jenes muss geprüft werden und dies und das und Check und ASO und TÜV. Not mehr passiert hier even, right? Right? No more accidents here either. Just the cars drive till the wheels fall off. Okay, guys, let's see what we have here. That is a nice burger, isn't it, guys? I will switch back to me. I'm getting hungry now. Who could finish this burger? Wer kann diesen Burger essen? Oh, Classic Car Guy speaks German. Cool. Thumbs up. You speak a little German, I see. So who is gonna go and dig into that burger with me? I mean, these are pickles here, guys. They're pickles. Look at the patty. Look at the patty. That's half a cow. So anybody hungry? And by the way, guys, if you rewatch it or people later watch it, yeah, I'm laughing too. Yeah, oh my God, I would be sick, guy. But I wonder how much a burger like this is. Must be at least $100, right? I guess. I mean, I'm just taking a guesstimate. It's probably $100, and you split it between 4 parties, 4 people or so. And guys, also whoever rewatches it, and if you like that type of live show, it's not a show. I mean the live photo show here. Give me at least a like and subscribe, because again, this channel here is not monetized. So opposed to some other trader channels, which I heard that are gonna get monetized now, I'm not doing that. I will never do that. I will stay true to you. No mainstream, no cat videos, none of this influencer shit. It's the original. It's Grandpa is here, but the sign is off. So now you know. So let's see what else I have for you in footage and storage. 1 cup of vodka. Okay, so let's see what we have next. Yeah, here we can discuss a moment. And that's also radar detectors, as you know, are approved. Probably not for Classic Car Guy, right? For you, radar detectors are not allowed in California. In Ohio, you can use them, you can own them, and you can operate them. It's within the law, you believe it or not. I made a video last time when I spotted a cop car. You might have seen it. It saved me from an expensive ticket. So I'd rather spend one time, look here, $5.99, $5.49, $6.49, $5.99. So I would say about $500 to $600, and you are free from the cops. Because why? Because it's the land of the free, right? where you can be what you want to be, and where you can speed as hell as long as you don't get caught. Cheers to that. So I hope everybody stays good. I'm not polite, guys. I should have asked if your days are going good. I always forget, so I hope everybody has a good weekend. Ja, Kalifornien ist sehr streng, ich weiß. In Kalifornien das letzte Ticket, was ich gekriegt habe, Classic Car Guy, was $500 and 1 day of traffic school. So that never happens to me again, I swore. So I bought the Aniden Stealth detector, which is one of the best, for $600. There you go, my cops. There you go, the Escort. That's a really great one with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. This has all the shit that you need. And the other thing is, these here in Ohio, I think they're too poor. They only use Ka band. Like in California, you use X band, K band, and Ka band. So you get a lot of false alerts, like beep, 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 beep from any stupid door, because the door uses the same radar frequency. And Ohio only uses Ka band, Ka. So you set the radar detector up to Ka band, and then you get no false alert, because the store door openers do not operate on Ka band, they operate on X band. I learned that, so it works really reliable without the annoying alerts, guys. And look at the ratings, it was like 207, like 4.5 stars, right? By the way, Classic Car Guy, how come you speak so good German? I mean, your grammar is perfect. Perfect. Awesome. Don't have to tell me, I'm just curious. Yes, that's what Roxy Rain says. If you get K and Ka band, a mix in that, Roxy, right? The mixture, like between the two frequency bands, that's actually what makes you nervous, because all the time, and especially when you drive in city mode, you get beep, 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 beep for the different bands. It drives you nuts. Here, mine is whisper quiet all the time, and when it beeps, you better stomp on the brakes. There's a cop hiding, I tell you. I showed that in my last video. So we only have Ka band in Ohio, which I really, really like. They don't have the money for the fancy systems. Anybody else has a question to radar detector? I'm the radar guy here. But by the way, neither in Ohio or in any of the states can you operate what it's called. Not a radar detector. A radar jammer you cannot operate. That's illegal, but it has nothing to do with the police. A radar jammer sends out an active signal, like to basically override the police stun gun in the radar detectors. That's like against the FAA, because you're operating a radio frequency device, you go to jail. Don't do that, don't buy those. And you will not find them on Amazon. You got to go to the dark web. And installation is a bitch, I tell you, don't do that. Not that I ever did that, so. Then I tried this guy. Did you ever try that, guys? The cucumber trick behind the cat. I saw that on YouTube. And when the cats turn around, I think they are supposed to think it's a snake, and they're supposed to jump up high into the air. My cat never did that. So I think my cat never figured that out. Like, it just looked at the cucumber, was like, so fucking what? Buh, meow, and went away. And I was disappointed. I wanted to make a video. No, it did not work. I just explained it to you. Cat was just like, meh, whatever, so. So it doesn't work for all the cats, Yeah, I caught that since I do photography. In Ohio, it gets that cold. This is a snowflake I took from inside the car on the window. It's beautiful. Let me see if I can zoom in. Look at this. So this is, I think geometry is magic. Nature is magic, right? It's a force from the above. It gets so cold here, right? So this is like instantly froze on the windshield. Crazy. So guys, I hope, let me see one thing. Okay, so I hope you get some graphics at least, so that the image quality is somewhat good. I made the room fairly dark. because otherwise you would see me in the screen and you don't want to see me all the time, right? You don't want to see me all the time, okay? We want to do a photo show today, not a grandpa show. This is a good book if you're really good in German, but I know most people are not German in the channel. It says translated the biggest crash of all times. Discusses, things like Bitcoin, gold, World War III, and things like that. It's C Platz 1 means ranking one or spot one in the ranking list of the most read books. I think it's very interesting. I don't believe everything that's in it, but those writers, they are clearly knowing what they're talking about, I mean, never believe those books where it says how to get rich fast or how to know to make profitable investments quick. If I would know that, you think I would tell you? I would shut up and rake it in myself. I mean, don't believe those books. I burped again, sorry. It's the vodka. Question. How can you burp on vodka and orange juice? This is not carbonated, right? Normally you burp on champagne. Just wondering anyway. Next picture. Hi, Bo Edits. Bo, we are doing a picture show today. Bo, you can learn about America a little bit, especially about Ohio where I live. So a quick. Hi, Bo. And I hope your date went well. I heard it was just best friends, which is not a just best friends. I think it was really cool. And I like that you have now a real emoji icon, like your real, not just those fake, whatever those things are called. I'm too old for that anyway. I like it. But the question, Bo, the dress you have on is fairly conservative. Do people and kids in England dress like this? In America, all they wear is like sweatpants and a sloppy shirt like this, unironed. I even at least iron my shirts, So, Bo, here you see in America. Oh, it's Olivia Rodrigo. This is an America grocery store. Look how neatly everything is arranged. And Bo, of course, how could it not be Olivia Rodrigo, right? So, just kidding. But it's crazy. Look at the bananas, like how crazy they arrange their food. In Germany, they just all throw it on a pile, guys. By the way, Roxy Rain got a crown, was a number 2. Has anybody figured out what that is with those crowns? Yeah, a lot of people touch the fruits, so what? I mean, most fruit have shell, like an orange you peel, a banana you peel, a lemon you peel, and a peach you can just wash in warm water. I think I wouldn't be too concerned about that. And by the way, hold on. Yeah, Bo, about the apple, you might have a point. I eat the apple with a shell. I mean, with whatever it's called. Oh, that's for the most engaged, meaning you're leaving the most comments. I never figured that out. It must be a new YouTube feature that is number 2 thingy. So yeah, about apples, I don't know. I eat apples, I never had a problem. I would think more about broccoli, asparagus, and stuff like that you gotta wash really good. And here, this is in case you guys want to see, this is what a typical Ohio house looks like. See, I mean, look, in America always is bigger is better, right? Bigger is better, guys. Right, Roxy? Bigger is better, right? Not only for houses. But I wonder who cleans all those windows. I mean, this is like, it's a 2-story, and then you have the tornado shelter walkout, I guess, here. And you have dual air conditioning, right? One for the upper one and one for the lower one. Ohio is rocky. Ohio is very clay. It's a lot of clay in Ohio, clay and mud. Hey, yo, Bo, yo. Bigger is better, Bo knows. But look at those houses, Bo. It's like your castles in England, isn't it? Let's see what we have next. Oh, this is, guys, I took a picture. There's 49 computer modules in it, so the battery is every 3 years, and look how much a fucking battery is. Can you believe it? And only this battery fits, because it comes from Hyundai, the manufacturer. Other batteries don't fit. That's insanity. It's robbery. Highway robbery, guys. Highway robbery. Because the battery needs to have a very special shape, because it needs to fit in the trunk. It's very low in the trunk for gravity. Let me see what else I have. Hey, yo, what do we next, Bo? We show my daughter. Look, my daughter is talented. She always liked drawing. And later she became an aerospace engineer. Can you believe it? See, she always liked to draw. This is just, yeah, she likes to do that. It's a talent, I think. It's not from me. I'm not artistic in any way. Thank you. Yeah, so she did a lot of that stuff. Hold on. She did a lot of that stuff during Corona when we were all locked away, so you used the driveway as her canvas. And in the back, no, you cannot see anything because I didn't switch it. In the back, you can see the car that I bought her. I think that's a nice car for a beginner. Because those tiny Honda Civics you cannot kill. They last forever and they don't use much gas. Because you know, guys, in the US you can drive at 16. And passing a driver's test is a joke. If you cannot pass a driving test, you're a complete idiot. Getting your driver's license is so stupidly, insanely simple. I mean, how can you fail it? Just the questions are a joke. And the driving test, the actual driving test is for a moron. If you cannot pass, plus the whole driver's license and education, everything, it's less than $100. So that's how it's supposed to be. Let's see what we have next. Let me zoom that back. Oops, now we have the fucking tire again. Sorry, I apologize, guys. I fucked that up as everything. So we got to go back here. Got it. Grandpa fixed it. So now you see, here's my wife and my daughter, because my wife wants never to be in the streams. I don't know why. I think she looks nice. I don't know why doesn't she want to be in the streams, right? Maybe you guys know, I have no idea. Roxy is a long follower, Bo, long time on this channel. Roxy does wonderful things with hula hoops and stuff. And you see, these are the higher overflows. See all the mud water here? This is running down from the houses when we get those strong rain falls. Maybe Roxy explains to Bo who Roxy is. I know Roxy. Just go on Roxy's channel, Bo, and look. She has cool stuff, then you know. I think Roxy is very artsy. She has cool colors and really good hobbies. So I think I got to zoom that and then move it. This is also something. That's why I cut my hair now, all to 3 millimeters. That's that short, because that's what happened during Corona. You know, when we were all locked away, you guys remember the Corona times, right? And even the barber shops were closed. I just bought the clippers from Wahl, the same clippers, you know, that the hairdresser and barbershop uses. Hello, Pauline, how are you? And ever since I cut it to this, I only got to cut my hair one every 6 weeks, so that's it. And for summer, it's perfect. Super short, see, for summer, perfect. And you don't need to dry it when you're out of the shower. It's dry in a second. Hello, hello. We are doing an Ohio tour, Pauline or Pauline. And these were the times, let me change the picture so you can see again. These were the times when everybody was hoarding toilet paper. Remember when the whole US ran out of toilet paper? Wasn't that crazy? Who knows the good old toilet paper times, right? And my belief is, if not everybody would have bunker toilet paper, there would have been enough for everybody. But that's just a herd mentality. Everybody went out and bought shitloads of toilet paper. I mean, I got it when you're not working in the office. Obviously, you're taking your shit at home, so you need more toilet paper at home. But still, I mean, how much toilet paper can you use? And here's something about shrinkflation. Look at these two bottles of nose spray. Yeah, I remember that everybody, it was a worldwide phenomenon, Bo. The left bottle to the right bottle. It shrunk. It's called shrinkflation, but the price stayed the same. I don't know why this iPad wobbles. Pictures unstable. Sorry about that. Let me go back one more time. Let's see if we can fix that. These are the little hiccups when we do something new. That's strange. Again, we got to live with that. Maybe I move it. Let's see. Think it's better now, right? Somebody sent me a heart. Thank you from TE. And by the way, in case you want to know, that nose spray Ephrin is addictive too. So you use it a couple of times and then you don't use it. Your nose is worse to breathe and even worse stuck than ever before. Okay, back to a little picture. So I think enough about the exciting topic about nose spray. And that is a nice Los Angeles home, I would say, right? The LA starter home. I'm just kidding. But these are actually not starter homes. These are abandoned homes in the hood here. I took pictures during COVID because you were not allowed to go out anywhere. I went out anyway during the curfew because there was nobody out there. So I could take nice picture. You know, there were no people in the pictures. And this is how the streets looked like during COVID, guys, during Corona. There was literally nobody out there. We were the only ones here parked in the red Civic. And since police wasn't out there, it wasn't a problem anyway. And guys, I can read your chat and your stream while we switch back and forth all the time. You can ask questions. That's fair. Fair enough. This is actually the car that I wanted to buy my daughter. It's a Genesis B-Turbo, 3.8 liter, but she didn't like it. We got it out for a test drive. See, that's the car I wanted to get her. She didn't like it. I think it's a nice car. She said it's too big. Do you think it's too big? As I just said, bigger is better. Who thinks it's too big? I don't think it's too big. But now back to Ohio. We have nice frog ponds here. See the froggies? Look, this is my fingernail. Obviously it is, right? Look at this thing. Look how tiny when they hatch. That's what you can do when you have a macro lens. See, that was taken with macro lens. I do photography as a hobby that some people might know. Look at Mr. Froggy. Ain't he cute? And look at my fingernail. Now you get an idea of scale. And again, guys who joined the chat here or rewatches it, this is a tour about Ohio. I let everybody know because normally in my shorts, I produce nothing but nonsense. So now and then we do a live stream where I actually produce something that makes sense. And in case you wondered what happens with all those camels in my shorts, I will tell you next time. And then I bought those shoes here. Because I'm a big Converse fan, as you call it Converse. I don't know how you pronounce it right. I think you're saying Converse, not Converse, Converse. And I like them. I think it's really funny how they did the soles of those shoes. And I don't know why those shoes should be exclusively for LGBTQT I think everybody should wear them. I like colors, and why shouldn't I wear colors, right? So is anybody offended by those shoes? I just wear them whenever I like, you know. And today I'm all in green. So I like to play with colors. Why do men always have to be white and black and women red or something like that? So I hope the Ohio tour is doing great. We're looking at Ohio stuff today, guys. And then I was happy once we got an Aldi in Ohio. I think you guys remember, or might know the. Glad you like him. See, Roxy, let's go back one more time for you. See, I mean, why, honestly, why is everybody so narrow-minded that it's like, this guy is gay? And first of all, if that guy were gay, who gives a fuck? I mean, I like colors, so I go with colors, period. But what I wanted to say then, this is a German grocery store chain that came to the US. I don't know who has one of these. Their food is excellent and it's way better priced than Myers, Costco, and whatnot. They're really mixing up, blending up the food industry. So grocery shopping is somewhat affordable now here in Ohio. In Germany also, they're extremely competitive over the price. By the way, I think this stream will not be too much longer, maybe 20 minutes, because this cup is half empty. And I'm feeling warm and cozy hot. Look, we got a California notice from the DMV, still trying to get the money for the ticket. Fuck them, I'm gone. Then I do photography, yeah, as I said, portrait photography. This is one taken from my daughter, of my daughter. See, I called it teenager drinking a cup of coffee, I have to say. So that sold quite a bit too. So that's what I used to do as a sidekick, you know. So I'm on 500px the site, and that's where I sell photos. Mainly I do product photography. That's a different type of photo. You photograph products like shoes, watches, whatever in a light hand for catalogs. And often they're nice enough not only to pay you, often they let you keep the product, which is nice. Of course, not a Rolex, but if you photograph a pair of shoes, they said, what size do you have? And after the photo shoot, you can keep them, which is nice. Here we are in Ohio again, guys. We are in Ohio. I think it goes without words, right? Does anybody have to say anything about this one? That's a car in Ohio. Not even the tires match. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, this is falling apart from the inside out. Have you guys seen ever a car like that? The German Technical Inspection Station in Europe would get a heart attack. Look at this thing. This is crazy nuts. See, Bo, this is like what the car looks like in Ohio. We have no TÜV, like no technical inspection. You just drive till it dies. Sometimes it's freaking dangerous. I've seen Toyota pickup trucks cracking apart in the middle, just falling apart. I think this thing is a station wagon that's at least 30 years old, right? Who remembers the good old station wagons, right? Well, it depends, Bo. If you don't have much money, what you gonna do? You can probably buy this junker for $500, right? It still gets you from A to B. This was a disaster. That was another cat we adopted from the shelter, and then it broke its paw, like the leg, not the paw, the leg. And I paid $2,500 for surgery. Just boom, $2,500 for surgery, and then the cat died anyway. So that was, well, you cannot say a bad investment. Animals are not an investment. That was just bad luck, right? And it was the cutest cat ever. Look at her. At him, actually, it was a he cat. Yeah, but that didn't work out. Sometimes you just got to move on. That's why I got the other two cats, guys. And this is interesting in case somebody's interested in photography. Now you see me a little bit because the picture is dark. This is done with a star filter, it's called a star filter. By the way, guys, whoever's in the chat, give me at least a like, as I said, because I always explain this channel is not monetized. It never will be monetized, and I'm against monetization. And whoever monetizes, from those people, I will unsubscribe because it's a sharp edge to fall into mainstream. And mainstream is betrayal to the system. We don't do mainstream. That's at least my opinion. Everybody should do what they want, but I don't. So that was done not by Photoshop, so that's done with a real star filter. You can make crazy effects. Looks pretty cool for products. This is for a headlight unit, an LED headlight unit. And this is in Ohio what you notice on those gloves. See, you can open the caps to your finger, to your thumb and to your finger, because this is really good. Because sometimes when you do photography in winter, it gets so cold in Ohio that your fingers freeze blue like in no tomorrow. I mean, if it's 20 below. And so those gloves work pretty well. And the moment you're done with taking the picture, you can just snap those caps back over. So good invention. Too bad I never got the idea. I mean, whoever got that probably made a lot of money. He got a patented. I don't know if there's a patent on it. So guys, let's see what else we do, because the stream is almost dead, but my phone is still a little charge left here. Yeah, this is then, this is then when I came to Ohio, the first winter. As I said, I had no jacket, no coat. I didn't know what that was living in California. So this is the first one I bought after I froze my ass off. This is a big down jacket, and I still have it. So we live here now 7 years. And if you buy one-time good quality, it's not like a super high-end label brand name. See, it's just Lands' End. I bought it from a store, so it's just, I would say, medium-grade quality, but it works very well when it's cold. So if you get too dizzy, if I'm switching too quick back and forth, let me know. So hi to the 6 people in the chat. This is all about Ohio today. And the vodka's half empty by now. And this is what I like as a German, of course, die gute Kinderschokolade. It's German chocolate, and you see the inner part is white milk chocolate. I love it. It's very creamy. Actually, what I do, I put it in the freezer, and you can almost lick it like a popsicle. It tastes really good. If you don't put it in the freezer, it gets too soggy, like too soft, if it's warm. Then my daughter's doing a little photography, but that is not her main hobby, guys. But I bought her an entry-level SLR. It's the Canon ADD or D80, ADD I think it's called. It's not bad for an SLR camera, and it's not that expensive, so she could try out if she likes it or not. See, here it is. That's our garden, the front of the garden next to the mailbox. You can know my real name now, that's fine, it's no secret. Why do you think Toxic Gameplays, you have a benefit if you know my real name? I don't mean it in a mean way, I'm just saying there's nothing to really know about it. And then we talked a little about earlier about Corona. So Corona, not the Corona you drink, the coronavirus. And during that lockdown, I was out a lot in the parks all alone, but even outside you had to wear a mask. 3 times Formula 1 champion. Thank you, Toxic Gameplays. But actually, I'm not. I'm an engineer. So, and I had a 400mm lens. I was doing bird photography. So first of all, welcome to the chat, Toxic Gameplays. Today it's all about Ohio, as I said, because you saw my shorts again. I couldn't let it go. I had to do complete insane bullshit again today, right? Me riding on camels or people worshiping me, right? A photographer soldier? Well, I don't know, it's maybe just the glasses. Because normally in bright light, I'm wearing sunglasses because I take benzos and on Valium and Xanax, you are getting light sensitive. Your eyes get more sensitive to light. Light hurts. Oh, you mean the camera looks like a rifle? Now I got your point. No, the problem is, Guy, not my rifle, I mean a rifle, you have to say, otherwise the camera could look like my stick. Right now we get it all mixed up and wrong, Toxic Gameplays. No, the camera is like, the lens is so heavy. It's a 400 millimeter lens, 400 millimeter. So that will like draw on the camera, on the mount. You don't want to destroy the camera mount. I'm from Germany and I'm in US. Yeah, you will see pictures of birds, JJ London, you will see that. Detached retina, I know what that is. My dad had that Toxic Gameplays. Yeah, you will see bird photography too here, JJ. I'm doing that too. And this is the battery that goes in my car, guys. We talked about that earlier. This stupid battery in the car, and I tried different brands, dies every 3 years, and it's $600 for one battery. But look how big it is. It's bigger than the tire. And in my race car, the battery goes all below. You know, you take this battery, has two long grips, and it goes all below into the trunk, so that the gravity is low. What got me into photography, Toxic Gameplay Toxic Gameplay. Why did I switch it like this? Am I drunk already? Maybe. Hold on, I tell you. I was always fascinated when I could, hi Ryan, when I could use and buy the first, or afford the first digital camera, and that was 1999 in Germany. It was an Olympus. And ever since I liked it. I just like the concept of photography. I'm hoping you're having a good weekend, Ryan. So today is Ohio tour here. So Uncle Marco is doing a tour about Ohio. But over $600 for a battery like this. So this time I tried Die Hard. Now it's year 3 again. I'm getting nervous. Thank you, Ryan. Finally, some polite people in the chat. Cool. Yes, and the thing is, Toxic Gameplays and Ryan, what I did, I did Apple Cloud Space, 2 terabytes. I have 2 terabytes of photography all in the cloud. Then I have 2 terabytes on SSD, like flash sticks. Not USB stick, I have flash drives. And then I have extra hard copies, so I have 3 times a copy. I never want to lose them, because again, it's since 1999. Now we have 2025. Yeah, 2 terabyte. You pay $9.99 a month to Apple. That's not a bad deal. 2000 gigabytes is quickly used up, let me tell you, because I use a Canon R5 right now. That's 45 megapixels a picture. But the quality is outstanding on that camera, and they will see birding pictures from that. Let's see what else I have for you guys for a nice, chill, relaxed Saturday. See here, you see me with a 400. Yes, the quality on a 45 megapixel. This here is my other one. That's my backup camera. Oops, what am I doing here? This is a Canon R5, not an R5, a 5DS Mark IV. No, a 5D Mark IV. Now I got it right. It's a 5D Mark IV. Look, I'm glowing. I'm God. Look at this. No, this is the one you see in the picture here. It's a 5D Mark IV. That's the workhorse, indestructible. Yeah, I did Grand Canyon pictures too. I did Grand Canyon. I have a lot of, we can do one-time photo shoot tours. Why not that? I traveled a lot in the US. But look at this, what I just managed to do. Look, there's a glowing rim about me. I have become God, the divine. Worship me. Look. Something has happened. Just kidding. Okay, back to the topic. Stop with the nonsense, Marco. Okay. And that's, by the way, what I recommend. We have a lot of nice gardens, and this garden is, yeah, no camera can kill me. I'm not quite sure about this Toxic Gameplays. Those cameras are extremely heavy. If that hits you on the head, Ryan, or Toxic Gameplays, I think you'll pass out at minimum. So, yeah. So this park, for everybody who wants to come to Columbus, Ohio, is beautiful. That park is a metro park. It's called Inniswood Metro Park. You can look it up by Google. You can do one thing, use Google Earth and do a guided virtual tour. It's called, let's see, I got a text message. It's called Inniswood. Innis, Innis, Inniswood Metro Gardens. You can do a virtual tour by Google Earth or whatever app you want to use. So it's fairly interesting to check out. It's a park, you can spend your whole day in it. I wouldn't say whole day, maybe half a day. Now here's the question from Birding. See, this was done with a 300 millimeter lens. And that's not even the R5, that's the 5D Mark IV. So it's pretty impressive when you look at it. And of course, on an iPad, you don't even see the full resolution, right? No, Toxic Gameplays, actually, I have 800 millimeter lens. It's pretty much as far as it goes. 1000 millimeter, I cannot afford. So I have an 800 millimeter lens. You can do a lot of crazy shit with it, like moon photography, astrophotography. But the 1000 millimeter, I cannot afford. 1000 millimeter lens from Canon would be over $10,000. There's no way I can afford that. Whereas you can use a 400 with teleconverter, that's 3,000. That's the one I have, so that's not too bad. And it delivers, right? It delivers. Look at it. And again, as I said, shallow depths of field. Look how sharp the bird is and how nice the background is blurred, right? So this is, now you saw that. Let's go back to the next. And here we see for one time the family. Hey, George Washington, hey. So we do a Ohio tour today. George Washington, welcome to the chat here. So here you see my family. Obviously, you know who's me and my wife. Yeah, I know Toxic Gameplays, but we shouldn't look at $22,000 lenses. We can never afford it. No, I'm not tall, Toxic Gameplays. This is a matter what you do. Let me explain that to you. Please go. It's my cat here. Go. This is an optical illusion. What you do is you take a wide angle lens. This was done with a 15 to 22 millimeter. Then you go really close to the people, but you watch out for distortion. Don't tilt it. Then you give it a tiny little tilt, and then look how tall people look. Because I'm actually 5'10". I'm 5'10", guys. So normal size, but I look like maybe 6. So you can play a little bit. This is the benefit of using optics. So you understood it, wide angle lens? Yeah, like 6+, you can do that. But again, as I said, optical illusion. But guys, when you use a wide angle lens, never do that close up, because then your face gets completely distorted. Look how far back my ears are now. It looks ridiculous. So you got to actually work it and learn it and train to use a lens like that. Then you can make pretty neat stuff. Okay, so now that was a little experience about lenses. Can you please go? And that was a good place. Guys, I like burgers, but I shouldn't eat that many after my heart attack because of the salt. But that was a place in Columbus downtown. In Columbus downtown. And that restaurant also went bankrupt during COVID. Look, when we went there, it was almost empty. It was clear that it wouldn't survive, right? Yeah, and you got it right. See, you guys have a good eye here. Of course we wear those Converse. Toxic Gameplays. I bought them. Typically, I don't wear them during the year. That's weird. I wear them for the 4th of July. You know, 4th of July. So that's when I wear this Converse. I mean, I like colors, but otherwise they would be too colorful, you know. Let's see what else we have. So we looked at the burgers. Anybody getting hungry? Yeah, see the camera, you're not, I didn't want to criticize. I'm not saying you're wrong. The problem is, see, this is now with 400 millimeters, look. The problem is on the iPad here. Of course, the iPad scales back in 2048 times something megapixels only. You only see a fraction of the resolution. If I use the 5R, I always get it wrong. R5 is the new one, the R5 I have. Then you can see on the tree every single leaf. But then you get a photograph in RAW. It's a different format. And an iPad is not compatible with RAW. So we saw the burger. And this is another thing in America, you guys. You can never have enough cars, can you? So if all 3 garages are already full of cars, and that's not AI, guys, okay? So I don't know how many people live in this house, but if, thank you, 248 by 1536, yeah, but I want to get the new iPad Pro. This is an older iPad you're seeing here, because the new one is, I have the next generation, but it's too heavy for that stand, so. But you can calculate the other one, the Canon R5 is 45 megapixels, so the resolution is insane, guys. Okay, let's look at cars in Ohio. So that you see that it's not a fake. This is Ohio license plates, okay? In my shorts, there's a lot of fake shit because I like playing with AI recently. You saw that because I need some entertainment, but these are real pictures. See? So here's an Acura, right? A Cadillac, that's a Cadillac, let's see. And this is a Hyundai, cheapo Hyundai. And there you go. What's the other car? A Volvo, yes, a Volvo XC60. Refurbished electronics. Honestly, Toxic Gameplays, I was skeptical, but my daughter recently, because she's an aerospace engineer, she needed a very powerful laptop, but with Windows operation system. And she bought the top of the line, not for graphic cards, but for processor power. And instead of almost 4,000, it was only 3,000. It came out of the box like new, so don't worry about it. But I would do extra insurance. She paid like $100 for 1 year backup insurance, and so it of course never happens if you have insurance. But if you don't have it, it might fail on you, and then you have a problem. Because you really got to look at the insurance problems. If it's insured for, if it fails prematurely, right? Yeah, another good one. Hold on, guys. Yeah, another good one. I took this also again, not AI. Look, this is Ohio, guys. Okay, Ohio. Look at the car. Look at the holes. But you know, that was more like in the Ohio ghetto, and you don't want to live there. that van might as well have dead bodies in it. At least the fluids can leak out of it, right? But it probably will still smell. No, that's actually what Grandpa says, Toxic Gameplay. Hi, kitty, why don't you come in my van? Grandpa has candy. Come to me, I have candy. You know this one video on YouTube? It's so funny. Anyway, enough about that, about the candy joke. And then I went to some area where there's a lot of hippies. Look, this guy is really fully chill and relaxed, isn't he? In that little town, guys, I got to look it up. So I got to look up where that is. I swear I was there. That was before cannabis was legal in Ohio. I do have to say before it became legal. In this little town, village, it's a village, right? Everybody was stoned. No, it wasn't me, no. And you didn't even have to ask people to pose. They were just so friendly. They would just come to the camera. And this was done with my Mark IV. So look, the quality is pretty freaking amazing. But you can tell by their yellow teeth, they're all smoking pot. And this is another one, since I said this will be about Ohio. The cavities, yeah. That's a good joke, good one. Toxic game place. Did you have cavities? Now I'm curious. I gotta look. Now I'm curious. You made me curious right now. Hold on. It looks pretty much okay. You tricked me. Yeah, and since this is about Ohio, I'm somewhat, I need to say, a little bit flabbergasted that barely anybody is here in the stream. So maybe I need to put the dog on a leash and walk it around my house every day and create that type of footage, and everybody watches the same stuff over and 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 over again. And no, I don't really love Ohio. I just made this because in another chat we have a lot of people around the area, and I said if they want to meet up somewhere, I can make recommendations where to go, what to do, what not to do, and what I recommend and not recommend. And this time it's a 70 to 200 here. 70 to 200 f2.8 if you're into cameras. So that is called one of the lenses. It's called the one of the Holy Trinity, the best lens that Canon makes. It's sharp as a tack, but that lens here is $2,500. So I had to save a long time. And these I wouldn't buy used. And this is, this is, guys, why I call Ohio the state of mud and clay and potholes. Look at my shoes. That's in a cornfield. Look at my shoes. So whoever rewatches that stream can look at my shoes. Yeah, photography is a nice hobby. And the other thing about photography is not only documenting your life. Yeah, that is a new definition for sure about the work dirty. And you know what that is? This is clay. Clay is worse than mud. You know, because now imagine you got to go back in your $100,000 car and drive home, right? I had carpet in by that time. So what I did later, I bought, clean room booties. These are disposable covers you put around your shoe. I made a video on it on my channel. You just put them over your shoes when you go out in the field, and when you're done, you just rip them off. They're like $1 a set, so that's not expensive for 2 of them, and just throw them in the trash. And so your shoes stay super clean. That's a good piece of advice. Yes, nurse-type doctor shoes. So it's like those, it's a blue cover around it. You can put it around any shoes. You can buy it on Amazon, 100 pack is dirt cheap. Every size they come, M, L and XL. I would buy L, XL can slip off, and M is too small normally. My shoe size is 11 and L fits just perfect. And so this gives clay a complete new definition, right? It's a shower cap for shoes. Technically, you're correct, yes. But these were actually my good Doc Martens. So I was pretty pissed because you see, by that time, I just had bought them. They were brand new. And when you buy this, it always takes so long to break them in. No, they didn't. Doc Martens, I think you cannot destroy. Like the Goodyear weld, like the old me, I'll show you. What they do around here is their famous Goodyear weld. It's totally watertight and sealed. At least you don't get wet shoes, wet feet, I wanted to say. And minimum creasing, and the creasing you get rid of always once a year or twice a year. Wax them. Doc Marten has a bee-wax. You wax them so the leather stays not only shiny, which doesn't really matter, but the leather stays super soft. And I like the ones because they have the air wave. So they're super absorbing shock, So if you're a real Indiana, so good for you. So this was about the clay here. But I see Indiana, Tracker I469. I don't even put you on timeout because on my channel, everybody can say whatever they want. So you can post whatever you want. See, the thing is, the problem you have with me, nothing offends me. Then we have a good picture here. That's in winter. I mean, I don't know why you need the sign slippery when wet, right? But that's in Ohio. Look about the snow that's coming down. I like mac and cheese too, but I like potato chips the best. And I think when I'm rocking back and forth here, this chair is cracking. I think it's going to fall apart under my ass any second. Yeah, the frosted lenses, they're called, what are they, reflective? No, they're called mirrored, look, for FBI jobs. You even see stuff in there, look. Well, you see us here. That's not more to say. And it's snowing constantly. You see the snowflakes? That's a day in Ohio. So since I said this stream is about Ohio, thank you. Whatever hapoi, look, whatever hapoi means toxic gameplays. I'm not good in slang, sorry. I still learn English slang, American slang. In Georgia, yeah, it can snow too, right? But isn't Georgia further in the south? You don't get much snow, do you? Right, Georgia is below us, it's more in the south, right? Toxic gameplays. So again, let's go back. Let's see what we have next, if I can tell you. And this is interesting, guys. This is a weather phenomenon in Ohio. It's called, let me first explain it to you. Quarter of inch. Yeah, you're right. That's what I saw, toxic gameplays. Here it snows like 10, 20 inches. Here I show you a very interesting weather phenomenon. It's called ice rain. I burped, sorry, it's the vodka. It's from the Great Lakes effect. So it hits us, and then the temperatures can drop like in a blizzard. So you don't get snow, you get much worse. Look what this is. This is all ice. Look at it. This is sheets of ice. And you cannot get your doors open. I mean, look at the door handle here. This literally gives the word frozen shut a new expression, a new meaning, right? Yes. And good thing, what we had on that car here was my in-laws visiting. They had a remote clicker, so they could start the car up while not opening the doors or triggering the alarm. And the car would just warm up inside, and then all the ice sheets would just fall off. It's like basically de-icing a refrigerator, if you want to put it like this, So I hope at least Toxic Gameplay likes I hope you like the little tour I'm giving here. Again, surprised I'm making Ohio. Nobody is here, but that's fine. Because when fall starts, you have a 2011 car, so you can get used to the credit card windshield trick. Yeah, that works too, yeah. But this ice, when that ice comes back, it's just too late. There's nothing you can do about it. This is thick ice, guy. Look at the front here. Look at it. Glad Toxic Gameplays that you enjoy it. I mean, that is the whole idea that I have in mind. As I said, I do shorts. You might have seen my shorts. Yeah, you saw my shorts? See my shorts? Not these shorts. The shorts on YouTube, I meant. And so those shorts mainly are just about bullshit. But here, when I do something, I want to inform people and give a nice little tour, And look, I want to zoom in. Look at this lens at the headlight of the car. Look at this. Look at this ice layer. Look at the ice layer, how thick it is here. It's crazy, isn't it? And by the way, since I think you're in the chat, Toxic Gameplay still, what I'm looking for is for an iPad Pro, like the one you're seeing here. I would like a Bluetooth remote control where I could just swipe forward and backward. I could not find any on Amazon. So let me explain to you. Maybe you have an idea and maybe you can find it to me and post it. So I like to do something like this, that I don't have to use my finger here in the stream all the time. See, like that swiping. So when this picture is in scale, swipe back, swipe forward, swipe back. So you see my finger, and I'm looking for a remote that just has two buttons that you can program. Yeah, like in PowerPoint. Because I wonder, I mean, iPads or the iPad Pros particularly are a lot used in universities nowadays. And when students give a presentation, they're not glued to the iPad. I mean, they walk up and down the stage and the iPad gets projected to the big screen. And somehow they have a way to click back and forth. I looked at YouTube everywhere. I could not find any. I mean, I could buy a keyboard with a touchpad, it's called, then you can make this motion. But I don't want to buy a whole keyboard. I don't need a keyboard, you know. If you find something, let me know. Yeah, like a PowerPoint clicker, exactly. And they have this out for PowerPoint and for TikTok. But I tried it and sent it back. The one for TikTok only can click media, like you can scroll up, down, left, right, and like, the stupid like thing, you know. So, no, I'm looking one for an iPad. But if you type that in, iPad remote or iPad Pro remote or iPad remote presentation, like some keywords. I even tried AI. It doesn't seem to be out there. And I don't, is there no market? I don't get it. Sorry. Yeah, so if you find a presentation clicker that works, actually read the reviews. I would highly appreciate it. Send me the link. You can write it down in the comments when I watch this tomorrow. And I will order it and try it, because this will get, you know, when I do more presentations, this will get my stupid hand out of this here. So let's see how we do this. Let's go back. So I think you got the idea what I want, right? I don't want people to see my hand in the picture. That's not cool. And streaming, I have another streaming app that always crashes. That I can stream directly to the iPhone and split the screen, but that's not the very best knowledge either. Okay, let's see a few more pictures, guys. Then I'm going to finish it. Here's another typical picture when it snows in Ohio. Look at our mailbox. That's when you definitely want to have a snowplow, right? Yeah, that's even where the snowplow barely made it. You know, I don't have a two-stage snow. They're called actually snow thrower, two-stage. I only have a one-stage. In Atlanta, I flew to Atlanta a lot, by the way, Atlanta International Airport, yeah. Hey, Ultra Fire, we are doing a tour about Ohio today. So since you missed the beginning, you can rewatch it. I think it's very informative. But look at the height here. This is Ohio snow. Look at the mailbox. This is, guys, I would say 15 inches, so 15 inches of snow at least, right? There must be more. I mean, look at the mailbox here. It must be more. It'll be like probably 2 feet of snow, right? So welcome to the chat, Ultra Fire. Yeah, the dogs that I know, Toxic Game plays the Dodge Challengers. But I tell you, the Dodge Challengers, they're not that what they used to be anymore, right? They had so many problems with the lifters, because I wanted to get one. When I recently looked, not anymore. I think they make still, I think, the wide body Hellcat Red Eye, the Scat Pack and things like that. But I'm careful with Dodge about quality. I cannot afford a new car every 5 years. That's why I bought a different one. I mean, I only have a 5-liter V8 with 420 horses, but that's good enough. Mine, I call a wolf in sheepskin, because you have no idea what you're standing next to. It's like a Chevy Impala SS from 1995, the Super Sport. So it's a really cool car. Yes, they ended the productions. That's what I thought, because when I look on carsdirect.com, they don't offer it anymore. Yeah. But they had a lot of problem with the lifters, so guys, be careful having those things in idle. I can leave mine idling and rumbling for hours. It's just fine. It's enough oil. There's no problems with the lifters. So, vodka is almost empty. Let me see the time here quick. Everything is okay, guys. Everything is cool. So we can do a few more pictures. Yes, I heard that the chargers get stolen a lot. You know, actually, it's funny. When you said the chargers get stolen a lot, I called the keyless entry, since they ever had that stupid key fob was a keyless entry, I called it the car for everybody. Because on Amazon you can buy devices that read the key out and scan it while the operator leaves the car. You just go in, start the car, and drive away. It's easier than it has ever been. Not that I said that you can get this on the dark web, so I'm sure you're not going to go on the dark web, right? Don't go on the dark web and buy that. You're not going to buy that, okay? So anyway, so let's see another picture. That's when my wife makes like strawberries with chocolate cookies. So now I'm getting really hungry. Look at this. This is also a little bit of photography. 90-degree, that's a total different angle. So it's like a two-dimensional. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. The problem is toxic gameplays. It takes forever to make it, right? It takes forever to decorate it, right? But then it's eaten in like 2 hours in front of the TV. And then as you see from the little frost here, we chill it in the refrigerator, see the condensation, and it tastes so good on a hot summer's day, right? It tastes so good. My mouth is watering now. But food photography, by the way, is not my field. I know a little bit about it. There's a lot of tricks, like with glycerin spray or so. Ice cream is extremely difficult to photograph. Nowadays it's easier because the lights are not halogen lights anymore. Are not incandescent and halogen. They're cold LED lights, so it made it easier. Before that, you got to be extremely quick doing ice cream shots because you know what happens with ice cream if there's 100 Fahrenheit, right? So, okay, a little bit more. Let's see if we have something more about Ohio. Here you can see how a typical house is built. So these are and by the way, almost all houses, you don't see that in the picture, well, they have a tornado basement because we get a lot of tornadoes. So let me show that. I don't know if you can zoom in enough to find it. They all have a tornado shelter. See, here it goes in the house, but down there, see where it goes down? This goes below for the tornadoes. We have a tornado shelter too. Like last year, we had over 60 tornadoes alone in Columbus area, guys. And we have at our home, I mentioned it in another, and I showed this on the shorts, we have tornado damage on our house for over $100,000, and we have no insurance. So we got to fix this all in fall. But you got to do it, you know. So let's see what else I have. As I said, I promised today to do Ohio. And I'm sure it's not only in Ohio. Other states build the houses the same way. That's me at the food market. That's, by the way, my car, in case you know it. That's the one I'm driving. So I'm only driving that, it's a 5.0 V8, but it only puts out 420 horsepower. It's not supercharged or turbocharged. So this is just a pure natural, what you call it, natural aspirated. But it has amazing paint. I paid an extra $2,000 for the paint shop. The paint is like glossy, like it's wet, guys. It's insane. But you need a special paint polish to do that. You cannot just spray wax on it. I love it and I'm happy with it. See the paint? Yeah, this is more like, look at the seats and everything. This is more built. See that's what I said against, not against, that's why when I compared it with the Charger. This is more built for like luxury, but it still gives you a 4.60 to 60 acceleration. So if you need it, you just hit the sport button. It doesn't have like a race motor, so of course it's not a Charger. But you can ride very long distances, and the suspension is much softer. Of course, soft suspension is not good for racing, as we all know, right? Let's see what else we have. That's me, and that's also what I wanted to share with the people in case there was anybody here, and there are two. This is downtown Columbus, Ohio, and I really like it there with my wife, and so we go there sometimes. And I tell you why. Nice bicycle paths, super clean, no crime, no drug addicts, very safe area. If you compare that to LA, here, I'm happy with that. I mean, I always bitch about the weather, you see that, but this is a nice area there. So you can go there any time of the year. And I will go there probably back in fall. Hella Gracia. True, yeah, you're right. You see more than I see. By the way, you wouldn't believe it. I could bring the camera out now, but we have set it all up. It started raining here again, guys. I'm not making shit up, you know. It's unbelievable. As I said, last year I recorded it, 287 days of rain a year. I mean, not raining the whole day, but like raining, right? What was your favorite photo so far? This Ohio downtown, you mean? This one here? Or this one? Which one do you like? The Aldi food market? Or the downtown landscape, the scenery? So I can zoom in for you. Yeah, downtown, yeah, I know. Hopefully I have a few more. See, it's super clean. I think I have a few more nice ones. I like my wife's sunglasses. I said she should put 2 little wiper blades on here. That's again our adopted cat. Yeah, you know, next time I will do a little bit more downtown. Each time in this series, we'll do different parts of Ohio. And right now, it's more close to where I live. This is about, I would say, if you're driving within the legal speed limit, I would say 30 minutes from where I live. So it's not too far. You can go there for a quick spin. And then, as I said, we have a lot of like state parks and also metro parks. And there's always something to photograph. Look, this is really done with a high-end camera. That's done with my R5 and the 400 millimeter again. 400 millimeter is the way to go. So it's not a prime lens, it's a 400, 100 to 400. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing it since 1998, but just hobby, you know. I did a few product photography shots with companies, but they pay you a few $100s and then they tell you exactly how they want it. And, you know, or you could screenshot that frog and you would think it's original. Yeah, might be the iPad though. So let's look again at it. But you can clearly zoom in on this thing. It's a tiny frog, right? So I'm still here, give me a second. Product photography is much harder because typically the light control is the main thing. You do it in a studio. And by the way, moin Ryan, it's Ohio tour today. So Toxic Gameplay, if one day you have nothing to do, you tell me what to do, because I have about 200,000 pictures in the cloud and we can look at a few of them. So Ryan, everything is today about Ohio. Wir machen eine Ohio-Tour über Staatspark, Metroparks, Downtown, Innenstadt, all that stuff. Here again, a good picture about shrinkflation. What do you mean by the clickbot? If you mean a clickbot for likes or stuff like that, I don't need that. As I said, for me the most important part is, Ryan, for me the most important part ist, ich will weder Klicks noch Likes, der Kanal wird nicht monetarisiert. Weil ich will machen, was ich will, ich brauche keine künstlichen Klicks. Verstehst du, was ich meine? Das ist kein Mainstream-Scheiß-Kanal hier. Deswegen passiert hier immer was anderes. Ne? So, okay. Yeah, drinkflation is a good word. I didn't come up with that. But I should have turned that can. I mean, this is like 7.5 ounces. This must be at least 8 ounces, right? Or 9. But, you know, guys, the thing is always what I noticed. This picture I took at Aldi. Because I buy so much at Aldi and then it takes a while till I drink all the Coke and then I go back. The Coca-Cola can got smaller and I swear by it. And then I go home, oh, so I guess it got smaller. But what didn't get smaller? Big question, what did not get smaller? The price. The price stays the same. They just fuck us over. Here you see me. That was a 24 to 105 lens. But in fall it can get cold already. See, I'm wearing a downvest. And by the way, no, I'm not that fat. That's why I have all my filters in there, particularly a polarizer. Yeah, the foliage in Ohio is the best. Toxic Gameplays, we call it Indian summer here. So you can say from September, October, the 2 months where it barely ever rains here. So we're already almost, oh, this chair's falling apart. So we are almost at the end of July, right? So 1 more month of shitty weather, it's August, and then comes September, October. I'll be out and about everywhere. No, Ryan, no KI-Fotos. KI-Fotos sind nur auf meinem Shorts, da mache ich Schwachsinn. They're not KI, they're really crazy. But if you want photos like that, wenn ihr solche Bilder wollt, das geht mit einem Polarizer, Polarisationsfilter. Yeah? You need a good polarizer, an expensive one. Yeah, here you see it's true, it's no KI. Yeah, photography stream, I'd like to do that for you. I'll show you later something, but I think we're not connected to the cloud with this machine. I have another iPad. Der Rand war komisch am Hals. Nee, gehen wir mal rein, ist alles normal, guck. Guck rein, it's eine Downjacke. It's not KI, it's not AI. This is a down jacket. It's called a down vest. See, it has no sleeves. See, you wear a normal shirt underneath it. This is just to keep your core body warm when it's not that cold yet. So, ich hoffe, du glaubst mir, Ryan. Wenn man nicht glaubst, ist auch gut. Wenn du KI sehen willst, die ist bei Shorts. So my AI videos are under Shorts. This is real stuff, guys. And look at the foliage there. Maybe here you can see the jacket better, see? Ja, passt, ne? Das ist nicht Baumwolle, das ist Gänsefeder gestopft. Yeah, you're right. Fingers and Kanten, Finger und Kanten. Yeah, that's just like, yeah, I love those pens. They are from Impact, AI Impact. They make awesome pens, guys. I really love those pens. They never get out of fashion. Then you put on your Doc Martens, and then you're set for the whole fall. You know, I don't buy much stuff. I buy good stuff, but not much stuff. You know, I'd rather pay more and get something good that I can wear years. But you guys had a good point. What's the foliage? Look at this. Let me turn this so you can see it. And this is so beautiful, especially this day wasn't perfect. When you get a day where there's no wind and the water is completely quiet, then you split the image in the middle. So I tell you what you do. Then you split the image like this, half, half, and then you see a reflection 1 to 1, and it looks beautiful. But today, see, there was wind, so there's a little waves, then it doesn't work that day. Not today, that day. These are my in-laws, Schwiegereltern. Die sind auch nach Ohio gezogen. They moved also to Ohio from Arizona. I'm still here, guys. I didn't fall off the chair. So this is also no filter. This is all just done by camera. Yeah, they lived in Prescott, Arizona. So typically I do not use beauty filters. So what you see here, if there's any pimple or any beard left, because I didn't shave good, because I'm in blood thinners right now, I cannot shave that well. I use electric shaver. Normally I do wet shaving. But you don't want to cut yourself if you're on blood thinners. You're going to bleed out. And so I don't like the beautiful filters from AI. That makes it all fake. You see that a lot on the influencer girls. Don't do that. I'm not doing that. So this is all real. But I use optical filters like camera filters. See, and even people who have a few wrinkles, it brings character, doesn't it? Look, this is a beautiful shot, right? If you cut it like this, if you crop it, I think it's a nice shot. Okay, see what we have next. Here we go. That's the one I mentioned, guys. I took this picture. I'm switching back in a second. I took it at 45 megapixels with the R5. And here on the iPad, of course, it doesn't work. But with the R5, if I pull the original file, you can see every single leaf. Well, you can see actually a little bit. Look. Imagine how far this tree is away, right? This is a beautiful tree. It's only about 5 minutes from my home, and I photograph it. I photograph it every season. I make a series of it, spring, summer, fall, and winter, and all of them are spectacular, you know, and then you can make them on a big printout board, and that looks pretty darn cool. And here, this is the picture from my opening. I like this particularly well. See, look at the colors. This is unreal, but it is real. So this is Ohio, was one of the plenty lakes it has. Yeah, the tree is red. It's red maple, it's called. It's a red maple. They turn red, they turn yellow. And then if you have yellow and the blue, you have the complementary colors, and it's just perfect. And I'm putting in purposely a little bit of green and blue, see here, and then it just works. It just works, you know. Yeah, they're red maple trees. So this is also another thing for people. If they were in the chat here, they could learn about it and ask questions. These are spots which I could recommend. And this is not far off the I-70. It is beauty, and I think beauty of nature can never be copied, right? Zoom out again and show you that one more time. And I think I would crop it like this. See, like that. And that's a big advantage when you have a lot of megapixels. What's my favorite photo to take? Other favorite months, I said it's September and October. August is still muggy, rainy, but then September and October, they get crisp, clear, the sky is blue as can be, and it's not too cold yet, so the leaves haven't fallen off, you know. This is when our home here, when we did the celebration for Halloween. No, Thanksgiving, sorry, I was wrong, Thanksgiving. In the US, always a big thing with the pumpkins, right? So quick question, guys. Should we do more of that stuff in the future? Let me know. If you don't let me know, I don't know what to do, you know, so we can see. Let me know. And I will make it happen, okay? All for you and for me, because I like chatting and looking at stuff. And it brings back good memories. This is, by the way, has nothing to do with Ohio. This is the wax that I use on my car. So if you have that special glossy paint, it's called wet paint look, and you can use this wax. You can get it from Amazon. It's a full synthetic polymer. Water just runs off your car, so there's no stains when it rains. Yeah, I tell little stories, thank you, about each one. So here I recommend that this is why I use this wax. These are the reasons. It's highly hydrophobic, so it's like rejecting water. And this is like, you know, I think also not necessarily Halloween. I think that's over the top, but Thanksgiving is an awesome time, like with all the pumpkins and the flowers are still blooming. Look at this one here. See, this is my wife at one of the parks. Just taking a sip of a drink here. And so fall is typically the time when we hang out, you know. How do we take pictures in the rain? I have a special rain shoot for the camera. I think I have a picture in it somewhere. There's special equipment you put around the camera, but the R5, the super high-end camera from Canon, is completely rain sealed, like it can pour down on the camera, it wouldn't matter, but I'm not doing that to a $5,000 camera. But there's a special rain shoot, it looks like a jacket around the camera, it works very well. So I do also rain shots, correct. This is the garden I mentioned. So if more people had shown up, they could ask questions about it. There's also a campground close by, which is nice. So if some people maybe later review that stream, I'll put it up online so they can watch it over the weekend. They have ideas if they visit in this area, what to see and what to check out, you know. So this is the topic for probably the next couple of streams. I feel the vodka now. This is just a little like summary, call it a potpourri, like a nice mix about the area here. And when I find the rain jacket product picture, I show you for the camera. It's not that expensive. I think it's $100. This is Halloween. I think this is obnoxious if you need skeletons that big. But they were really hip and fashion and popular last year, right? Thanks, Toxic Gameplays, that you like it. Glad you enjoy it with me. Shared fun is double the fun. And that's our decoration. We don't do this $600 skeleton. That's ours. Looks nice too, and my daughter painted all the pumpkins, look. Can we zoom in more? A little bit. The skeleton, I have it in the basement. But how do you get rid? You don't need to get rid of it since it's a real skeleton. So before we wrap it up, so I think next time, let me get out of here. See, we have tons of pictures, and I will show you other tricks. Oh, here we have one, let's just pick a few of them. This is a crystal ball, not to tell the future, it's optical glass. And then you can do pictures like this upside down, it reflects and it focuses here. It's not that simple to do because this thing is very heavy. It's like solid optical glass. So let's see if we can pick a few of them. Here now you wanted to know, now I show you when I do product photography. So this is no real product photography. So in making one of these, a lot of work goes into that Toxic Gameplays because, no, it's not hollow, the glass, it's an optical glass. It's very heavy, it's very, very heavy. This thing is probably 4 pounds. See, this is when I do an historic chronograph from Seiko. Don't say psycho, the Germans say psycho. Psycho means something different in the US, right? That picture is taken, yes, I took it. This is when I do product photography for Psycho or Seiko. It's taken in a light tent, so you need a special tent that there's no reflections. The biggest challenge is if you have an object like this, that is particularly, it's a black plated chrome. It's the material, the same what they do guns. It's actually a gun material, yeah, black plated chrome material, and the reflections will kill any pictures. So don't think you take one and you're done. You got to take many and many and many and many, and one will come out fine. And then, of course, that's actually where I do a little bit of Photoshop, because you still got to rework those pictures if you want to sell them. Let's see if I can show you another one. This is one I did for whiskey. See, that's for some whiskey. Nice picture, so you got to put a lot of thoughts about minimalism and how you arrange it. Yeah, it is professional quality because I used to sell them. You know, a few pictures I'm selling. I have a site, it's called 500px.com, 500, 500px for pixel.com. That's where the professional photographers share their art and sell it, like royalty fees. But it costs 120 years a year in fees for me. So probably I'm going to unsubscribe. I'm not using it that much anymore. The fees are quite hefty adding up. Let me show you one more since you asked. Where do we have one? I think we don't have any. Here's a very good example for product photography. See? So on this one, everything needs to be thought through, and that also was down in a light tent, and the backdrop is real. It's like a denim, And then look at the details. This was done for the company Timberland. See here, Timberland. This was a special edition of their boots. And here it was nice that they actually asked me which size of shoes I had, and they let me keep them after the product shot. So these are 200 something dollar boots. They're a big competitor to Doc Marten, and I had to arrange everything. You got to think about everything, guys. So let me show you. See, they got to arrange everything. Yeah, that is a way that is done, and it's a trick to it. The tent is made out of nylon, but it's an opaque nylon, and then you have light panels on it. I'll show you that. It's very expensive stuff. So you take many of these light panels and you put them around the tent. So a shot like this takes hours. Then you put them from all the sides and dial in the temperature, see? And on the light panels, you can dial in the color temperature, the brightness, and all of that stuff. So that stuff costs a lot of money, guys. So this is professional stuff. So now I know Toxic Gameplays. Now you know where the glow came from, right? In that shot. And that was fairly easy to do since the boots were matte black, so they didn't reflect too much. If you hear somebody meowing, that's my cat here, needs attention. So I think we're going to wrap it up now. Give me 1 second. This is another shot about product photography for the company. Again, it's for Casio this time. I will change the screen, you can see it. Go. This was done for Casio. It's for their series of G-Shock watches, G-Shock. Hope I'm saying that right. And you need to get all the details correct. Look. Because obviously they want to put this in the catalog and sell the clock, right? The watch, not clock, a watch it's called in the US, I think. Go. So now you got an idea, right, how that works. So we left a moment the topic from Ohio this time. I just showed a few product shots. Yes, you got to see the movement and all of that, and you got to take it right that there's not a movement while you take the shot. Like you got to make sure the second counter you get it just right, right? So it's not that simple. Something like this can take 100 shots to get it right. And that was done in a light and with the color blue, a blue then in the backdrop. The backdrops are expensive too. So that was enough about product photography since it's light. Ohio, and then let's see, here's something, bird photography, one more example. This was done with an R5, see? And then you put it in the rule of 2/3 and it looks pretty. And then let me scroll through. So next time we can do this here. There's a lot of cool stuff. That's by the way, if you want to see something funny, that's what my daughter designed. It's an automatic cat feeder. So that's it's written in Python with a controller, microcontroller, and it dispenses food for the cats. Isn't that cool or what? Oh, that's a good one here. We do this next time, guys. This is what it looks like with all the salt in Ohio, right? So we have still plenty of stuff to talk for. See, this is what we all dream about, guys, don't we? Look at it. Right? Wouldn't that be our dream come true? Yeah, well, the whole family is not dumb, I would say, like this at least, yeah. But my daughter, meanwhile, is a better programmer than I am because I still write in assembly. I'm old guy. Let me see if I have something else for you. And then I want to check one last thing. And then my wife also is a wonderful cook. Look at this. So see, we don't always eat burgers. So it's asparagus, potato salad, mashed potatoes, portabella mushrooms, and on the left it's steak. This is the steak here. See, a little bit meat is good with garlic, whole garlics. Okay, so next time, guys, we do this here. We learn a little bit about American sport. That's what we do, right? That's good for the kids. See, they don't need to be on a smartphone all the time. Nice suntan, out in nature, out and about, and the automatic gun. That's what is happening in Ohio. Shooting range. And then whoever's interested, we can discuss electric bicycles next time. Camera equipment, here you see it. Bullet therapy, exact. They don't need a therapist, right? See, this is the 70-200. That is one of the best lenses that Canon ever made here. This is typically what it looks like. Looks brutal, guys. It's not AI. This is when a rainstorm moves in. Yeah, the 70-200 is $2,500. As I said, I saved a long time to build up. Yeah, this was interesting. I took this picture. I ran, grabbed the camera when I saw the sun rays coming back through. It was just sunset and the clouds moving over it. Let's look at it again. Yeah, maybe instead of an engineer, I should have become a photographer, right? But then I wouldn't have been able to retire at the age of 55, right? As a manager in engineering, I made way more money. But now I can enjoy the hobbies, nevertheless, right? So let's see what else we have. This is when we adopted the cats. Look how little they were. And again, guys, I always say, do not buy cats from the breeder. Adopt them from the shelter, much better. See how tiny they were? Look how tiny. Yeah, I retired at 55. Oh, I did made a sticker. Don't do that, Marco. All right, so, oh, here's a good book, guys. So in case you wonder why those books are out for a reason. Don't come to Ohio before it's too late. Who wants to live in Ohio? Have you ever thought why there's so many jokes about the shitty Ohio weather? Right? Or why Ohio is weird, or why when you go into Ohio, you're trapped for eternity, in eternal life in hell. So it's not AI, that book exists. Declawing, no, we don't do that. Toxic gameplays. Our cats are the kindest ever. When I sleep at night and they want to wake me up, they just come with a paw and touch me here, and I never feel a claw or get a scratch. Look, there's no scratch. Here's the evidence. This is not a scratch. I bumped myself in the garage. But look here, no scratches, no cat scratches. You just gotta be kind to the cats. The cats will be kind to you. It's at least my opinion. Yes, we just clip their nails. Yeah, and then we can discuss. Oh, I gotta show you our neighborhood. This is where I did donuts. This is a nice place. So I went there in fall. Yes. And so I went there in fall, and at night when nobody was there, I did some rubber burning. Look at it. And the next day, innocently as I am, I went back with a bicycle and looked at it. So everybody, I think, was really awake that night in this neighborhood. That is, by the way, a super rich, expensive neighborhood. So I just had to do it. Those homes are all like in the 2 millions and up. So at night I went, turned the light off, night vision, and just was burning it in circles there. It's so much fun, guys. That's what you do. And they said, yeah, who did this? Which neighbor with their Maybach or their Porsche or whoever dared to do that? How dare you? I dared. And here's a nice one if you want to see foliage. So right now we're jumping all over the place. This is my daughter teaching how to drive a real car. It was the Super Ram. The silver shower cap actually has a reason. Toxic gameplays. I am making also a conspiracy channel where I investigate into conspiracy and aliens in Ohio. And I wear this at night so the aliens don't extract your memory. So that's why I'm wearing it. Now you know. You can find it on my conspiracy channel. I'm doing channels about climate change is not real, aliens are real, cats will take over the world. Cats will take over the world one day. I'm convinced about it because I'm shielding my head with that. And this is how those videos are being made. So Assbuster is nice. Then of course this shirt cannot be missing, right? Let me turn this. Who agrees? Thumbs up, guys. Who agrees? By the way, if it makes a loud thumb here, I have fallen off this chair. Something is loose here. I gotta fix it tomorrow. It's cracking. Dangerously loud. It's not getting better, guys. And this is also what we need. Look, the neighbor. Running coal. Running coal. This is what every city needs in America, right? Guys, that's what we need. Make America V8 again, right? You can also say great, but that's some other buddy who said it. I'm more like in the middle. I'm saying V8. Benito, hello. Late to the stream, Benito. You can rewatch it. It's all about Ohio today and a little bit about photography. So, guys, this is what we do. Oh, here, Thanksgiving. Look at this guy here. Yum. And as I said, my wife is a good cook. And here, I climbed up on a ladder and risked my life getting this picture right. Look at it. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So I climbed up to the ceiling. Look at this shot. Everybody's getting hungry now. Okay, guys, so let's resume there one day later. This is when you drive a V8, right? A step ladder, yeah, a high step ladder, I think 7 steps. That's where your money goes. Goes like this. At 30 miles a gallon, it goes like this. Got to do what you got to do. See, here you see a little bit my lenses. So that's pretty much all you need, and you can be a professional. But actually, believe it or not, even so, this is a safe neighborhood. I'm not storing these lenses here in my home. I have locked them in the bank vault. Down at the bank, you can rent that because that's the problem. Exactly. And that's why I don't have them in the house here, because I'm not out of my mind. Somebody coming in the house and killing me or stealing the lenses, you know. So this is just has been saved over like 10 years. And so that's what I need as a professional photographer. But I don't keep them here when I need them. I just stop at the bank and grab one out of the vault and leave the other lenses there. That's not a good idea to have this at home. Just a piece of advice, even if you don't live in the hood. So now you know, in case you didn't know. Come here and you will find nothing, only one lens. Yeah, and this is here, by the way, oops. This is another account we don't talk about today. We can talk about this some other day, okay, guys? There's other stuff on this channel. I mean, as I said, the channel here is not monetized. It needs to make money somehow. And this is when I play with AI. I wanted to show you that today. It's not there yet. See? You can tell that it's fake, but it's getting better and better and better, right? I created that today, or not today, this week with ChatGPT. But I don't think, yeah, big block, yeah, but I don't think I need the supercharger, you know. I'm happy enough with it is. So it's a luxury performance car. This would be more for the racetrack, too crazy. And this is what I currently do to piss some people off in Germany. So here I said, create Marco sitting on a camel with no shoes. Isn't that unbelievable what AI does? And I mean, look, the face is not even that bad, right? A little bit you can tell the eye is not right, right? But I just said create Marco on a sitting on a camel with no shoes. Isn't that crazy? It's getting, guys, it is getting spooky. It is getting scary. I agree. Yeah. Let's see if I have another one. Yeah, and I did. Oh, this is a good one. That's the last one for today. I said to this one, yeah, yes, AI movies are very hard to make, though, you know, toxic gameplays. But look at this one here. It said, I told it, make a bunch of hot girls worship me in my car. And I just uploaded a picture of me and my car. Look at it. This is insanity, guys. So these are my worshippers. Gotta have fun, guys. You could be dead the next morning. You never know. Right? I love it. Look at her. She's getting off at my car. Look, she's getting off at my car, I swear. So and then I want to just see one thing, and then let me try one thing, guys, now, because I gotta eat supper after all the exhaust pipe. Now, that is borderline nasty, toxic gameplay, so I give you 2 thumbs up for that. So about what I wanted to do, I just want to see one thing, guys. Let me look quick. I cannot show you that for a second because of the passwords, you guys know. So what I did, let's see here. Now I'm going in my cloud. Okay, now I logged into the cloud. And now I'm going in the cloud. And now it works. Okay, so I just want to show you what we can do another day. So in the cloud, literally, here is over 200,000 of my pictures. And they're all sorted by years. And we can also go way back in time. That's what I told you at the beginning of the stream, 1998. See, that's when I said when I started photography. I have any vacations. So see, we can do tours. I have been, when you look, Yosemite. I have been Southwest. I've been to Sequoia, San Diego, Prescott, Pacific Coast, North Carolina, New Orleans, Legoland. And so if you want to do that one of the days, we just go here. See, this is how it works. Then we say, see, by that time they had smart media cards, but it's not downloaded on this iPad. I got to prepare it. But let's look at one from 1998. Let's see what's the oldest here. Christmas. So it might take a moment because it's now connecting to the cloud. See, and this is nice to have because let me just pick one example here. See, here I can see my dad and his whiskey collection. But see how like low resolution the pictures were by that time? But let's see if I have another one. So that was Christmas, and of course, since it's 1998, a lot of those people are dead already. That's like my grandma and so on. So it's good for memories. It's not good for sharing here on the iPad because the resolution is too low. Why people show up at the stream when it's going to end, I honestly don't know. I cannot answer that. I mean, I will leave that stream up so people can watch it on the weekend. It used to be maybe Toxic Gameplays. I always had the saying, tonight at 5, V8 is live, because it rhymes, okay? At 5, V8 is live. It's probably people still thinking I'm streaming at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but slowly they should be getting it. That typically I go live at 3 o'clock or something like that. But we can also do, if you're interested, we can do one thing one time. Oh yeah, and then I did one thing, let me show you that. I ripped 500 music CDs here. So I go in here. So I have any album you want to ever hear or listen or know about. It goes and goes and goes. And I have put this on a 1 terabyte stick for my car. And when I plug it in, I probably have music for the next 100 years. But let's see, one thing I wanted to show you, one last thing, and then we call it a day. We can also look at things like this, but only what is legal. Don't worry, nothing nasty is coming right now. It's just saying what's legal. That's a different meaning. This is when I worked as an engineer and I designed electronics. These are big machines I designed. Look, this is all driven still, oops, this is all binary, guys, binary. Bits. So these are real microcontrollers. This was done by people who actually still really know how to program, not just like some Python or whatever, just slam it in or C++. I still knew what I was doing. But these pictures, most of them we cannot share because, yeah, I do C, but I only do NCC. I never got the hang of C++ really. But what I wanted to show when we go to the photos, I just want to see one thing quicker, and then we call it a day. I've said this 3 times now. Be vacation. So let's say one day you can request, let's do a tour of New Orleans. So we go in here. No, New Orleans is still low resolution. What was later? 2001, let's say Pacific Coast, 2006. Go here. So it might take a moment because it's connecting to the cloud. Hi, Herman. But there might be so many photos in it that I probably have to upload that offline before we do a demo. Yeah, it's not going to do it. It's too big, the files in there. And then we can look and browse. Actually, once we did there it is, when we did a little bit of stuff about Ohio. Look, this is like how tiny my daughter was. Look. So isn't that nice memories? His chair is falling apart. And what did we do? It's so nice to have all that stuff. We were at the Monterey Aquarium. But anyway, we are losing topic. So I just want to say thanks for those in the stream. You see I'm getting sweaty here. I got to turn on the AC. Dennis Palmer. No, I don't know what she was eating there. Thanks for those in the stream. Thanks for typing and chatting. Like Toxic Gameplays can really type quick. That's amazing. I can't do that because, as I said, excuse me, but I don't have a keyboard. And maybe some people can rewatch it. If people from Ohio had joined it, they could have asked questions. Glad you liked it. It's been fun, awesome. And as I said, I'm open for ideas, business tours, different states. So if you want to go to the Midwest, the Southwest, Arizona, Nevada, Colorado, Las Vegas. I've been to all the places, and then I can give you hints and tips, what's cool to do, what's not cool to do. However, as I said, some of those vacations you saw, they're like 10 years ago, so a lot of things might have changed. And so with this, I say goodbye. Everybody else should, or everybody, you should still have a good weekend. I wish you that. It's Saturday just right now. Here I show you, hold on one last time. I'm working on programming these panels here. So that's a little fun project of mine. The 2008 recession photos, that can happen. Yeah, it wasn't fun. And now this night I'm going to go back in my garage because I ordered 200 watts solar panels, a power inverter, a phosphate nickel iron phosphate battery, and I'm building a power backup system. So if the end of the world is coming, the day of reckoning, and Jesus comes, I will be prepared. So I'm going to put much of that stuff together. Okay, guys, so I'm programming this too. We'll have a lot of fun with this interactive fun. I have some ideas. Programming is a bitch though, so I'm still working on that. It's all done by an app, and it's not that easy. Every pixel needs to be programmed, and every color and duration and location. And so that's what I had to say. And maybe some people can rewatch it. And it would be even cool if people would give a like who watched it and enjoyed it. Give also a don't like, then I can see that in my YouTube studio, because then I know you don't like it, so I'm not making stuff like this again of that type. And I hope that will help people with Ohio, people with an interest in photography today. We switched a little bit, we lost track, so that's what you say. And again, there's about, what is it now, 36 hours left of your weekend. Enjoy that. Peace and out. That was fun.